Hello everyone, this is Preacher Man Piper. Doc Hatfield. I'm coming to you with a little bit different video today because I'm going to answer a couple of questions. Well, actually I'm going to answer about 20 questions, but they're all of them but one is about the same thing. And why? Well, anyway, don't make no difference why. I'm going to answer the questions. First of all, the question I had was, how much money do I make as a preacher? I make zero because I'm not out preaching no more. For some reason or another, churches don't want me because I'm in a power wheelchair, whatever. I guess I think you can't preach from here, but believe me, I can. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I don't make any money, never have made a salary in the ministry. Everything come in love offerings. They take up an offering at the end of the service. That was mine. That was the way they did that. Always did that. Okay. Now that's number one. Number two, for some reason or another, I have a few people who are hung up on the fact that I have Aspergers. And they want me to explain to them exactly what Asperger's does to a person, exactly how I got Asperger's, where to catch it. And before going further, I'm going to take these out of my ears because I don't want it to look like I've got something flowing out. I mean, I know there's a couple of portals, one on this side and a portal on this side where brains could fall out. But it's pretty much safe. Anyway, so I think the best way that I can do this, and believe me, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I want to answer the questions and I want to be up front with you. So I'm going to read you a letter that was sent to me by a doctor back in the 19, not the 19s, back when I was 70 years old. So I'm just going to read the letter to you so that you'll have an understanding. Anyway, here it goes. Dear Dr. Hatfield, I want to help you to understand your situation and how Asperger's affects you. I know that you're nearing 71 years of age, and I'm sure you would like to have some understanding of your condition. I see you're a minister of the gospel, and over the years, I've seen very few people like you who have excelled greatly in the realm of theology. I also know that many probably feel that you aren't all you should be as a minister, but that is because they don't understand you were born with Asperger's, and what they feel as overly direct in your delivery and in your responses might be too excessive, and they are uncomfortable with that from anyone. They must understand your condition for being born with Asperger's syndrome. So see, I didn't catch it. I was born with it. You're very straightforward and to the point. You don't have what normal people have, and that is what they call tact. You're more blunt and abrupt and come across as disrespectful when you're really not. So many might say to you, you don't have any tact at all. Because you're strong-willed in what you believe, you tend to take it personally if someone doesn't value what you perceive to be truth or fact. You, sir, probably engage in missions and ventures and undertakings that for you take hours upon end, and you feel as if no one understands the importance of your burdens in these areas. Because of your limitations in recognizing faces of people right away, and being very sensitive to sounds that you can't filter out, you're much more comfortable in your own world, being preoccupied with your own list of things to do. You're, as it were, exit strategy. Because you're highly gifted in music and theology, your likes and dislikes are very rigid. Not because of stubbornness or because you're just being self-centered, but because you're wired that way, and you don't mean to shut others out. You spend hours upon hours researching and learning and gaining information to the point that you can't sit and just deal with chatter and small talk. You have to be, if you have to be in a social setting, you really just want to talk music and theology. I would venture to say you had great difficulty staying in college simply because your interests were limited and you had an intense desire to just focus on one or two subjects because of your, I didn't say this now, he said this, your high level of intelligence. Right now, you probably don't feel you have a high level of intelligence. But after talking with you, I come to realize you're very keen, sensitive, and you're afraid to display your intelligence. But the questions I gave you concerning your expertise, the answers were amazing. I learned things I never knew. You're able to express yourself more intelligently on paper, whereas your nonverbal communications are significantly diminished because of your inability to read body language and facial expressions and tones. One of the traits of Asperger's is clumsiness. Now don't come at me with that. And uncoordinated motor movements. You proved that with the information about falling down every flight and set of stairs and steps in every place you have lived. Your mind running as it does and your walking don't go hand in hand. You can't help that. It's the way you are. You're an Aspie. That's what people are called that has Asperger's. I was triggered with the story of your learning to play the piano. Your first teacher taught you 3 chords, and that's all you ever did. Then your next teacher, who spent a few years with, showed you more than, and that's all you did. But when that piano tuner came and showed you how to improvise, you were never the same and became almost overnight a concert pianist. Why? Because you were shown how and you just did it. That's high proof that you have Asperger's. You thrill on internal motivation. People can't motivate you with praise or money or acceptance. I will give you my PayPal account later. Your personal pride comes from your ability with what you are satisfied with your results. You're an independent thinker. You most likely spend lots of time alone, and you have developed your own unique thoughts that produce. You have visual, three-dimensional thinking. That is where a lot of your ideas come from that you then put into being, and people see and experience your ideas. You never write it down. You never draw pictures. You never make blueprints. You just from your head build and make what is in your mind. You give attention to detail, and you're a perfectionist to a fault, which brings you sometimes great pain and depression. You mask your depression very well, keeping it from others so they don't look down on you. People without Asperger's cannot do that. You have logic over emotion. While some are being emotional over an issue, your mind is seeking the logical conclusion of the issue. You present logical answers without emotions, which tends to alienate and distance you from those around you. And that's one of the biggest mouthfuls I ever seen. Because of this, you tend to be distant physically and emotionally at times. You have a strong tendency to be at times very critical from the standpoint you want people to get what it is you're conveying. As well, you are very loyal. Let me start over with that again. As well, you are very loyal to one person. You might meet someone who seems to mess with you on an intellectual level. When they show approval of you, you tend to show great approval of them. When asked about this, you told me of a pastor who died, whom you were real close with. At the same time, you could not develop that with others in the same field at the same time. Because your attention is narrowly focused, you gravitate to someone else whose interest coincides with your interest. You're a person who is predominantly concerned with your own thoughts, so you tend to be shy when in strange crowds, feeling closed in when people mill about and around you. Now, before I continue, let me just say that when I'm reading very long at all, I get tongue-tied. So if I do, please forgive me. You might even tend to move them away from you because of their close proximity to you. And I could tell you stories on that. You desire friendship and social contact, but you have difficulty in acquiring friends. And when you do, you have difficulty in maintaining those friendships. If you push to a certain point, you tend to shut down and withdraw, avoiding the social gathering. Your lack of interest in other people with your lack of interest in other people heightens your Asperger's senses. You have an urge to inform and rather bluntly use insulting without meaning to. Because of this, what others consider small talk, you view as mindless chatter. You've probably been misunderstood most of your life. You've tried over and over to be what others want you to be, to the point now you probably don't even know who you really are. Now you feel trapped, feeling like you're in a cage with no way out. You're in a deep depression, which you have masked very, very well. Finally, I wish we were closer together so I could help you on a one-to-one basis. Now, saying all of that, I would love to pick your brain on theology. I've been saved since I was 16, and I enjoy studying with others of like faith. So I bid you God's blessings on you, Dr. Hatfield. Contact me if I can ever be of service. So I hope that gives you an insight on me having Asperger's. And that's all I'm going to say on the subject. But I need to reach something right back here. Just excuse me a second. I'm going to do a call. I got 400 subscribers. I am just blessed beyond measure. Thank you so ever so much for liking my channel. And so because of that, I want to give you one of my finest possessions. I want to give you this pipe. This is, I always have to read it because I always forget. This is a Cristiano. And I'll just show it to you here. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've smoked this pipe 3 or 4 times. But I just fell in love with the looks of this pipe. I mean, it's a pretty thing. So, I want to give you this in a gall. Now, I'm going to give you some other stuff, but I got to figure out what other stuff I'm going to give you. Now, here's how we're going to do the gall. Starting today, right now, this moment, I want you to put down in the comments below this video. No other video, it'll count. Has to be in this video. Every time that I put up another video, I will tell you to go to this video to put in your gall. Okay? And here's what I want you to say down below in the comments. I am in this gall. The whole sentence. I am in this gall. Now I want to say something. I've got people who subscribe to me that are not here. No. They don't understand that they need that they need to be here in America. But they're not. They're not. They're over in England and Switzerland and Germany and all kind of places like that. I want you to know that if you win the gall, I will send it to you. Now I'm paying the postage for it. You're not going to have to pay the postage, because if I charge you anything at all, it's not a gift. It's not a gift. if a kid come up to my house and said, I'll mow your yard for free, and then when he gets done mowing the yard, he asked for $5 for gas. He didn't do it for free. He didn't do it for free. He did it for $5. So that's what I'm saying. I will pay the postage on it. Now, I don't know what happens after it leaves me, because when I was overseas, I never got anything, so I don't know. But anyway, I want everybody, everywhere that is subscribed to my channel, and my channel only. Now, if you have a channel that's private, you need to unprivatize that thing so I can see you and know that you are subscribed to me if you want to be in the gall. Okay? Now, I'm going to do this now through March 22nd. And then on March 25th, I'm going to do the drawing. I got one of them randomizer things on my iPhone. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to just hit it one time and that be it. I got over 400, so I'm going to do it 4 times. I'm going to hit it, bring up a number. Hit it, and it'll bring up a number. Hit it, and I'll do it 4 times. And that last number will be the winner. So, I just appreciate y'all so much. I really do. Y'all are such a tremendous blessing to me. You have really boosted me like you would not believe. And I thank you from the very depths of my heart. So, let's see, is there anything else I need to say about a gall? I don't know, but if I'm on house party, they'll tell me. And then I'll get back on here and tell you. Okay, till next time, may the good Lord watch over you. May his grace flow upon you. May he supply your every need, take care of every circumstance. So until then, this is Old Doc Hatfield signing off.